Husband? Ah, Volanta. What news? Wachter has been defeated. Her forces are scattered, and she lies dead. Vallaki remains out of our grasp. Truly. Well, I'll be. This I did not anticipate. It seems those pets of yours have grown teeth. Surely you've had your fun, Count. Time to put them out to pasture. Would you not agree? On the contrary, my darling. Things have only just begun to get interesting. Hey Dungeoneers, thanks for joining us for another episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to be notified every time we post a new video. Doing so gives us advantage on our Constitution saves against the almighty algorithm. Thanks Dungeoneers, and take your listen with advantage. When last we left our heroes, victory! With the timely arrival of some key allies, our heroes survived the vicious undead onslaught and defeated Lady Wachter, ending her reign in Vallaki. The battle was not without cost, however, as many of the town militia were killed, and Erwin Mardukov himself lies dying on the field of battle. Is there any hope for him? And what will the fallout of such a dramatic battle be? Find out now on the Strahdcast. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia. The silence that now crowds around you is almost deafening. Nothing but the gentle rain and the heavy breathing of the surviving guards can be heard. As you make your way maybe outside of the house, the scene that lays before you is, maybe Callister descending from... I don't know if you want to stay up there, you're more than welcome to, but Lady Wachter lies on the ground, an arrow through her, a crossbow bolt through her throat, dark blood seeping into the earth from which she just raised a zombie horde. And across the way, amid scattered bodies of several keepers of the feather, also lies Erwin. A raven swoops down, transforming in midair, and as she lands already sprinting, Danica tears across the field. Erwin! Dimitri also approaches, and they both close in on Erwin, both of them falling to their knees on either side of him. And for just a moment, just half of a breath, though it feels maybe like a whole lifetime, they just look at each other. The first time they have seen each other in 10 years. And for half a breath, they just stare into each other's eyes. And then both of them immediately start attending to Erwin, without a word shared between the two. What would you all like to do?
Kasle's gonna drop down, and as he's dropping down, he's pulling out the healing potion, and he's running over, and he's gonna give it to Danica, and he's gonna say, I don't know what state he's in, but I was saving this for myself, but please.
It's his own brew. If it doesn't work on him, I don't know who else it will work on.
She takes it. Anything else?
I'm on teeth right now.
Yes.
I think I see you come down, and I see everybody land, and I kind of teeth. And as I do that, I just kind of at this point, everything has been so confusing. I just kind of hit the symbol of the Way Warden, and dust poofs out of it, and it starts swirling around as we go, and I'm in a balm of peace, and I hope I can just get everybody, Teef, Kaz, Callister, and then land over there, hop off of Teef, and stand next to Danica without interrupting this moment, but I just kind of
letting the dust waft over. Okay. Anybody else?
So I'm on the second floor balcony, so I'm just gonna jump off and sprint towards the scene.
Okay. Give me a acrobatics check to.
Come on.
First roll of the day.
This is one of those ones where it's just to see if it's disastrous.
Nah, it's an 18.
Okay, yeah. You definitely land and do like a combat roll out of it, picking right up back with the run as you come back to your feet and you make your way over.
So Drogar sees that, and then he looks around at the guards, and they're like, just like fucking shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at Von Richten and Pasha, and he goes, Von Richten, it seems my assistance is needed outside. Would you tend to the boy and the guards, please?
But of course do what must be done.
Thank you. Oh! And make sure that wretch stays in his room upstairs, yes?
I doubt he would have the courage to come out in any event.
He turns around, and you notice that Drogar is limping. He's kind of like hobbling down.
That was rough. I imagined all of you were, with maybe possible exception of Artemis, because you were just up. You stayed pretty far from the action. I think all of you are bruised and bleeding, and you know, there's torn clothes and open gashes.
I smell like a graveyard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you smell like a corpse for Callister. I think all of you, because between, and especially you, Callister, because between the Ezek fight.
Oh my god!
And this past bat, like
homeboys spent.
Callister is looking rough,
flirting with disaster,
but still cute.
Kaz, did you want anything?
I'll say. So Kaz is standing over the corpse of Lady Wachter, and I mean, you know, mechanically speaking, she still has like 3 rounds of rage in her. So I think like. I like to think of Kaz as when she has rage left over, she has to sort of like work it out of her body a little bit. So she's just standing there over the corpse of Lady Wachter, just like so much tension in her arms and shoulders and like in this like horse stance. And she just takes the blood spear of Kavan and just like 3 times. Just
Callister comes over.
Just the butt of it. Just the butt of the spear.
No, Callister comes over.
Hang on.
Hold on.
She just lets out.
We can't let other people.
She's not trying to break the spear. It's just like it's this thing where she just like rings out a sound on the cobblestones with the butt of the spear, and then she just like lets out a roar.
Okay.
She screams, and she's holding the spear in her hands, and then just kneels and lays it across her thighs and just starts taking a deep breath, because that was the most in a long time that she has tried to dip into the anger that is in her heritage. She said a prayer to Grumps for the first time in a long time.
And you held the rage longer than I think you ever have.
Also true.
And doing that,
did you burn more than one, Kaz?
No, it was my second to last one of the day, but I don't think I went.
But you made it.
I went 7 rounds. In rage,
and it lasts what, 10?
10. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone more than like 5.
Remind us of that badass chant.
Oh, what did she say? Cog Hawk. She said, which is
good.
Which is it's the orc word for revenge, and it's the first, and it's always like the first and last word of any prayer.
The next combat to see.
Badass.
So Callister would have thought that you were going to
break the spear,
desecrate the body.
Oh,
no, Callister would have thought that you were going to desecrate the body.
No,
and so the second he saw you looking at her, he would have like ran over and put himself between. But I don't think he would have even noticed.
I don't think I would. Yeah.
And then like you banging the spirit, he would have just been saying between you and Wachter, and then would have been like,
yeah. If you had done that, she wouldn't have even noticed.
Okay, so you pass the healing potion off to Danica, who takes it in trembling hands. She's trying to like unstopper the lid as tears are streaming down her face. And Dimitri just reaches out and like puts his hands around her to steady, and then together they get the stopper out and bring it over to Erwin, who, to describe him, he was struck with that sort of black lightning that Lady Wachter and her cultists were casting out, and he looks pretty unblemished. There's no blood or anything except for his eyes, which were seemingly like blown out by the force of the spell. So he just has like these dark like crater marks where his eyes used to be. And with trembling hands, both of them, Dimitri lifts up his head and Danica pours it down his throat, and then puts the bottle to the side, and they both just stand, or just sit there soundlessly, waiting, hoping. Does anybody want to do anything?
I think Drogar from the top of the hill will start making his way down. We'll see that everybody's gathered around, And this is not the first time that Drogar has seen a body on the brink. And I think that he wants to make a medicine check to see if it's worth saving.
You can try.
That is a 26.
Jesus.
You've seen this sort of magic used before. It's impossible to tell. With this kind of magic, it attacks its victim's spirit more than their body. So it's really up to Erwin.
Drogar is going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make his way down, and he's going to kneel at the head of Erwin. So Danica's on one side, Dimitri's on the other. And he's going to put his hands on their shoulders, and he's going to look them in the eyes, and he's going to go, Erwin needs all of us right now. And he's going to put his hands gently on the sides of his head. And he's going to do two things. One, he's going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And two, he's going to cast Bless on any saves that Erwin is going to make. So on any saving throw that Erwin is going to make, if he needs to survive, he will get a D4 on that saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
While this is happening too, he's just going to kneel down and also put his hand on Erwin.
Great.
Just like and Dimitri or whoever else is close to him. He'll also
And I
put his hand.
think Drogar will make an eye at like Winnie and an eye at Kaz.
Kaz doesn't notice. She's still just like
she's
still like kind of shaking.
so that's max healing. That's 1d8. It's 8 plus 3, so that's 11 points of healing.
All right. And yeah, Winnie, as you stand sort of silently, the eraser dust moves silently and gently like a blanket, kind of covering Erwin like a shroud, like a blanket.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to roll for that?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens.
And then is Pasha still like on top, like laying across Sasha? I believe.
Sure. Yeah.
So they're kind of making their way out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all sort of congregating here around Erwin.
That's 10 from the Balm of Peace.
So 18 total back to him.
Oh, no. 11 from me.
11. Okay,
Yep.
so 21. Great. And bless. Okay. So you all just kind of stand there silently for a little bit. The rain continues to fall, drenching your shoulders and hair. Danica refusing to tear her eyes away from Erwin. She says,
Don't fly away, my love. You made a promise. You can't fly away before me.
Dimitri.
Papa, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Another raven flies down, transforming in midair. Stavian. And he kind of McCain's his way over slowly. A stoic expression on his face as he looks down on his last remaining son. He can't speak. He's never been at a loss for words before. The quiet of the night kind of settles around.
Oh, fuck! That hurt! Oh, that hurt so bad!
It's all right, Ease. Breathe, my dear friend. Deep breaths. Breathe.
Oh, what happened? Oh, turn off the light.
Easy now, friend. Easy now. We are here.
What happened? Where am I? What?
Danica gives him a slap across the face. You beautiful idiot! And she just kind of falls on him and begins to weep. And she goes,
Oh, it's okay. It's all right, my love. You can't get rid of me that easy.
The tension notably eases. Dimitri, though, as his father gets up, stands up and sort of backs away a little bit. Did you want to do anything over by Lady Wachter, Callister?
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump over there.
Callister is feeling a mix of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't know fully what was at stake, but something in him knew something was coming for Kaz, and so he's happy that he was able to save his friend and fell this enemy, but but taking the life of he's thinking a lot about home right now, and what he left back at home, and so he walks over to Lady Wachtern and lets Kaz do her thing, and he pulls out his blade, and he gently lifts her head, and with a quick swipe, he cuts off one tip of the bolt, and then gently lifts her head and
pulls it out.
Places it down, and then he puts the blade on her chest and starts murmuring a prayer to himself. And he begins to not do a prayer for the soul because he knows it's useless, but he's feeling very at a loss. And instead of demanding Fortuel do something, he asks for some guidance from it.
From Fortuel? What do you say?
I say, there are no right choices in war, and death is even more complicated, particularly in this land we find ourselves in. I haven't been able to do my purpose in quite some time here, so what do I do?
You hear the soft padding of feet coming up behind you in the midst of your prayer. And as you sort of turn to look over your shoulder, you see Sasha padding over to you with Pasha up on her back. And Pasha kind of slides off of Sasha's back and kind of like half crawls, half rolls over to you. And he just, still from a few feet back, he just looks up at you with his big bright green eye and says, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm okay. Just did something I wish I didn't have to do.
Do you have to do that a lot?
Not usually. Usually I'm a little more slick. Usually I squeak by. Not this time.
Well, if you did something you had to do that you didn't want to do, maybe now you could do something you do want to do. What do you want to do?
Have you ever got your mind set on a goal that was worth it, but it's so far in the distance that you're not paying attention to what you're doing now, and you just wreak havoc?
I wreaked havoc for someone else's goal.
So this lady here, she was just in love deeply. And Kasle looks around, and she did all this to try to get her love back. All of this. So if I could do something right now, like I want to find a way to have her love back wherever they go off after this. And I used to be able to do that, but I can't do it here.
You want to bring them back together?
Send them off.
Okay, I'll help. How do we do that?
What I usually do is, have you ever heard of Apollo?
No.
So, and Callister leans in. So where I'm from, it's a land where the sun actually shines.
What's that like?
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'll bet it is.
It's warm. You ever been by a fire?
Mm-hmm.
You know that feeling you get when you're by the fire and you're nice and warm?
Mm-hmm.
But even while you're by the fire, the second you get up and leave it, you're going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
When the sun shines, wherever you go, you're warm. Whatever you do, you're warm.
That sounds nice.
It's really nice. Like, how you look up to Drogar or Artemis?
Mm-hmm.
I look up to Apollo. And he sings such beautiful songs. Makes so much light.
I don't know this fella. But if he's half as good as any of you, then he seems alright to me.
And so what I usually do is I'll pray to Apollo. And I pray to Apollo. And then it's up to the chap that's lying spread out to decide what they want to do.
Well, she came here. She wanted to be here.
Mm-hmm.
What if we buried her here? Then she could have it.
You're wise, Pasha. You're very wise.
I knew. There's not much else to do in a cage but become wise.
Oh.
Or go crazy, but that didn't seem as much fun. I'll help you. Come here. And he takes your hand. Let's jump back to... and actually now at this point...
Lightning strikes Kaz.
No.
Zombie's turn.
Not again!
How are those steps, Kaz?
Yes.
As soon as Erwin, stands up and they're hugging, and Drogar goes, yes, and he kind of pats Erwin on the back, and suddenly, you see his eyes roll back into his head.
Oh my God.
And he
You
passes.
do not. I run over to you and I fall down on my knees next to you and go like this, and all the scattered eraser dust that was kind of left behind when I cast Balm of Peace, and I cast my last spell of the day, doing Cure Wounds on you.
So you notice in doing that you heal him, but so even at above 3/4 health, you can hear the you can hear heavy wheezing, and you see, and his body looks old, really old. And it's the same similar thing you saw after he communed with his god, and you found him in the past, in the stable next to Desi.
Mm-hmm.
After
shriveled up.
Strahd got him.
Yeah.
And you see, you can sense that there's no magic in him right now.
Mm-hmm. You take 6 back, and I'm just sitting there. And now that was my last spell of the day, if you're laying like this, I just lay down, up under your arm, and just lay there and look up at the sky.
And Drogar just kind of brings his arm up, and it kind of wraps over you.
Grunge.
And I go, there, big one.
As you, so you two adorably lying on the ground, Team Cleric.
Team beat the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
We are just regular guys now.
We are just regular people. just you and me, Winnie.
Danica says to Erwin,
Erwin, it is an auspicious day, my love. Do you know who is here?
Erwin says,
I dare not trust the hope, my love.
and she looks up across the way, and at Dimitri, who is looking like he's about to throw up. He's very pale, and you've never quite seen. He's always, carried some sense of self-assurance, but, he's standing over there, one hand on his elbow, just kind of rubbing his arm. He looks 10 years old, And Danica says, "Yeah,
Our baby boy has come back. What does he look like?
I'll never see him.
Is as beautiful as the day he was born." And she holds out her hand. Come, my son. You are never leaving again.
Mom, I have studying to do.
And Dimitri, but I am so... And Danica just...
Shut up and hug me.
No words.
And he goes over, and the three of them sort of just collapse into a pile, a Mardukov pile, and cry. A lot.
This is mostly for flavor, but my last thing that I can do is just as we're nuggling, and I look over there. I'm gonna just cast Emboldening Bond on the three.
No.
my last thing that I can do. So I'll send Emboldening Bond over to kind of
on the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
They hug all the tighter. And as the eraser dust sort of begins to swirl around them, it begins to react in a way that not even you expected, Winnie, as your magic comes into contact with these people who you have gotten to know so very well over your time here. The eraser dust begins to sort of like fractal out, and it begins to take the shape of feathers floating in the air like a halo around them. Just gently, delicately.
And Drogar kind of just like does one of these to like pick his head up to see what's going on, and he just kind of goes, "You know, Winnie, the light always prevails. Even when you cannot see the sky, even when the sun is not shining, it is always just behind the clouds."
I'm starting to believe you.
Artemis!
I'll jog over. And I'll kneel down and kind of grab his hand. Yes, old friend.
I need a bed. So does the little one.
Come on, old soldier. Your fight's not over yet.
Oh.
And
Could it be? Are you sure? Are you positive?
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just
quite
sure. Let's get those old bones to bed.
Oh, preferably to the one up the hill there.
So as you're sort of helping Drogar back up to his feet, as you come back to your feet, Drogar, and look around, you notice, all of you in fact, people are starting to come up the hill. The townsfolk of Vallaki, drawn by the commotion. And now that it's grown quiet, they're sort of tentatively tiptoeing forward, looking at the chaos spread out before you. There's still dozens and dozens of zombie corpses around. Many of them are just like coal stains on the ground at this point after the turn undead. But the Burgomaster's mansion is almost fully destroyed. The scene is still pretty chaotic. But they all just kind of come up with a look of awe in their faces. And they just stare at you. And Rudolph makes his way over to all of you, looking you each in the eye, and says, "You won. Say something to them."
Come on, help me over.
So
Drogar's just
Artemis struggling with the weight of Drogar.
He's like 300 pounds, just like dragging.
I must look so tiny under Drogar's arm, come on, Kaz!
Kaz seeing this she doesn't quite feel like she's ready, but she's got like a little bit more like energy pent up in her body, so she'll try to just exert out the last little bit of like fury energy she has, and she's just gonna like punch a cobblestone next to her. And it hurts. But she does that and like, oh, damn it, comes up and yeah, she'll help too. She'll get Drogar's other arm over her shoulder.
And Drogar, like as he feels Kaz, he goes, "Oh, I see our secret weapon prevailed." As we like kind of walk on over, and I think as we walk over, we like kind of come over and Winnie, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm helping.
Are you like?
I'm
lifting my leg.
Take advantage on everything.
And just lifting the foot as it moves.
Yeah. Just one foot at a time. Just like picks up and moves one foot, runs around to the other side, picks up and moves the other foot, runs around again.
That's exactly right.
We broke Tyler. And then Drogar gets over there, and he goes, "Thank you." So we walk up, and Drogar stands there, and he, and he stops, and he notices that he has 4 out of his 5, and he looks. And he clocks Callister, and I think we go back to Callister.
Well, yeah, and so we can. All this is sort of happening concurrently.
Yeah.
So we can say, like, as Pasha is like start like trying to boost you back up. It's then when Drogar is sort of coming forward.
So then I think what would have happened is Callister's with Pasha, and he's thinking through just burying something and just letting what happens instead of him like being an active participant in something. And as people start coming to the mound to see what's happening, I think he's like looking for the Wachter brothers. And I think he's afraid of seeing them because I know he'll have to tell them. But I also think he's looking for them so he can tell them.
Sorry, I killed your mom.
Give me a perception check.
I think before that, too, before Artemis helped Drogar, he had, like, his moment with Sasha where he, like, rushed up to her and, like, put his head to her forehead and just was like, glad to see you all right, girl. Like, and then she kind of, circled around.
Purrs.
We're staying on brand. It's a 5.
It's a huge crowd of people. You don't spot them with a glance over the sea of faces.
And so if he doesn't see them, I think he's like, he wouldn't bury Lady Wachter without letting them say goodbye.
Sure.
But I think he'd be like making preparations for it.
And I think Drogar's gonna, with like whatever bit of energy is left, he's gonna kind of like telepathically to you be like, "Are you prepping the body? Would you like to join us?"
Oh, what does that mean? Is this message? What is this?
It's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, message is a cantrip. You can just sort of telepathically communicate with someone you can see.
Do I get to talk back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think also because you're like a person of the light. Like this is, that energy is still connecting the two of us. Are you still in Aasimar farm?
It's only last a minute. I think it would have been.
It'd be done by now. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because if you were in Aasimar farm, we definitely are still fucking connected because of the plus one.
Well, I think just in general, you and Callister have an extra special bond.
Yeah. So he'll do that. He'll be like, should we start without you, or do you want to prep the body? Like, I know that you have plans for it.
And Callister will think back. I'll be right there, mate.
Very well, my friend.
And then he puts a hand on Pasha and goes, definitely going to take you up on your offer to help. But I have another matter to attend to, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All of you standing together now before the crowd.
This is our superhero pose.
So Kaz and Artemis holding Drogar up with Winnie holding his leg up, and Callister strolls up.
No, I think Drogar will take just a slight step forward, and he looks at the crowd and he goes, "People of Vallaki, today we have stood against the devil, and today we have won. Behold, the zombies and demons of his horde, vanquished before the greater good. Behold, though it is not without pain in our hearts that we must vanquish Lady Wachter, who opposed us and threatened us with death. Behold, you who stand, you who breathe before us, the very lifeblood of this city. Behold, the heroes of Barovia, who will fight with you until the bitter end."
Danica stands up.
Listen to his words, my people. And yes, I say my people. For though our blood is born from different fruit, our roots have grown together. long have we waited for a beacon to be lit to signal the end of the devil's reign. Here, now at the height of our city, we have lit that. And let our beacon be a name long forgotten, a name which graced this place before the devil came. This valley existed long before him. And with our new friends, and she gestures to all of you, I believe it can exist after him as well. I know this name. Do you remember it, fair people? Do you remember its name? Zenobia. Zenobia was its name. Long has it been a curse, but instead now let it be our rallying cry. For Zenobia! And the whole crowd for Zenobia!
Somewhere an accordion strikes up.
Yeah, and the people cry and cheer, and you feel for a moment as this begins to happen, as this swell of morale takes root in the hearts of people at last. You hear a crack, as if tearing thunder, and you look up at the sky, and for just a second, you see the twinkling of a star in the night sky. And then it's gone.
Fuck yes!
Callister would have been like, boom.
Yeah, I think we all clock it. I think we
you all are just like moved by divine purpose. All of you like raise your eyes to the sky. Everyone in the crowd, the Mardikovs, Rudolph, everyone raises your head to a sky for just a second. And as you hear this thunderclap, you just see the twinkling of one single star before the fog again closes around it.
Do we feel like a quick breakthrough presence of our gods?
Something
too?
slipped.
Like,
yeah.
do you feel that quick, like, because I know for like Artemis, I feel like when he talks to Maliki, it's like a warmth.
Yeah.
Do you feel that like a short burst, like that warmth, and then it receded again?
It's like when you are swimming towards the surface of the water and you've been holding your breath, and like you can see and you can just imagine how good it's going to feel to breathe.
Yeah.
When you first break the water, that's what it feels like for a
But
second.
you're still underwater.
But you're still drowning.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Like
I
how
didn't
good
quite
it
feel
feels.
the connection,
Yeah.
but I almost felt the connection.
That's what it feels like for a second. And you were reminded what it feels like not to be in Barovia, and you are struck for a moment by how much this place has been weighing on you. And it settles in again. It's only a momentary reprieve, but you do feel it. Everybody take a level up.
And Drogar looks at Kaz, and in that moment wraps his arm around her neck and looks her in the eye and goes,
We can win.
and then passes out.
Oh god!
Yes!
Sick! So we can either do it at the end, or we can take a break and level up now if you want, or we can keep going, whatever you guys want to do.
Maybe if we find like a place to rest, and then we take break and level up when we're resting.
So yeah, let's say this then. If there's any other business anyone wants, because I'm assuming like everybody needs to go to sleep now.
Drogar turns to everybody and goes, "Come to the Burgomaster's mansion."
Fuck you! Fuck that!
Yeah. But if there's anybody else you want to talk to, anything else you want to do tonight, let's do it. Then we'll say everyone goes for a long rest and we can do a level up.
The only thing that Kaz wants to do before she goes to sleep is drink heavily.
Yes,
That can,
Artemis is
be
down to
accommodated.
drink.
And there's a whole bounty of food at the Blue Water still.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there is.
We
Yes,
should go
there
back
is.
there.
The feast.
Yeah.
that
You
should
made
be
this
good.
whole meal?
Nobody fucking ate it!
What is that light out the window?
Yeah.
Right. Fuck.
Move this strips head out of the way.
Too floppy. I just imagine it's like an anime, and he's like, Callister!
Like daylight goes up, and he goes.
He looks out the window and sees like this fireworks display, and just that single bead of sweat goes.
Yeah, that was this morning, y'all.
Yeah,
That was this morning.
So I think the last thing that Drogar says is he looks behind him and he goes, like, looks up at the Burgermaster's mansion, and his only thought is like, fuck that, I'm not dealing with that tonight. And he just goes, everyone to the Blue Water, there is a feast awaiting.
And Rudolph, having replaced his hat now that everyone is watching, says, I think a celebration is in order tonight. And yes, you make your way to the Blue Water along with half the town.
Drogar leans into Winnie and goes, you know, I'm really starting to like that guy.
And now the campaign can end.
It was all about.
It's been great. Thank you, Alan. Joining us for the Strahdcast.
In the end, the real big bad.
We'll see you next time. Good night.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Character arcs all around.
I wonder if we don't have to play this out.
We can play it anything you want to.
I don't really want to.
Okay.
Bummer. But as we see that the people are starting to go, I wonder if I could go up to you, Callister, and be like, I know we don't have time to bury all of the guards that fought for us today, but maybe we could just make sure that they're all inside, just in case it keeps raining. And then I might just run upstairs and tell the Baron to mind his business. And just stay in his room and we'll figure it out in the morning.
Winnie, I think that's exactly right.
Okay. So we're going to spend now that the crowd has cleared and people are being led off to the Blue Water, we'll take however long it takes to get all the guards into the Burgermaster's mansion and kind of laid out and
sheets over top.
Yeah, make sure that they're not going to get rained on through the night.
A lot of them are mostly eaten.
Well, they'll be
But
mostly eaten inside.
Yeah, great.
And I'll run upstairs to the Baron's store.
Oh, God. You monster.
Nobody answers, but the door swings open a crack.
Baron.
Come in.
It's me. From before.
Get the fuck out of here. What is this? Winnie as Batman?
It's me from before.
You
Swear to me from before.
You make your way into the room. They're in the master bedroom. You see Isaac laid out on the bed, and the Burgermaster's the Baroness Lydia Petrovna is presiding over Isaac, and actually kind of you would know Winnie, but she's actually looks like she's doing a little bit of healing magic on him.
I would see that and go, whoa, and take 2 steps back.
Oh, yes. I have been blessed by the Morning Lord with some small skill. I was never such a touch as my brother, but I do what I can.
Cool. She's the Baron's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Who's her brother? We don't know.
Oh my God, so many fucking secrets.
Who's your brother? What you mean?
More questions.
Oh, well, he was
What do you mean?
Father Petrovich.
I'm sorry.
This is Barovia. We're all his family.
So listen. Where's the Baron?
He's in a, you look over, he's in a armchair, sort of just splayed out. He's taken his breastplate off, and you can just tell by looking at it, his face is beet red. He's
wasted. Okay. So I'll talk to Lydia. I'll say, okay, Lady Wachter is dead.
She is?
Yeah.
How terribly sad.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that too.
The world is full of things to be sorry about.
We couldn't let the city fall into Strahd's hands like that.
Of course you couldn't. It was her choices that led her there as much as yours. Don't trouble yourself.
Thanks for taking care of Isaac. Is he gonna be okay?
I think so. Perhaps even better off without that monstrous arm on him.
Yeah, that was bad. Do you know anything about that?
I wish I could tell you more, but it's quite beyond my know-how.
Okay. So listen, it's really a mess downstairs, and I don't think you guys should see it. And we're gonna come back tomorrow and help clean it up. But for now, I think if you can, I think stay upstairs, like eat food, get some rest, and then we'll figure it out in the morning.
I think, yes, perhaps we shall do just that. Thank you.
Is that okay to do? Do you need anything?
I'm quite out of my mind at the moment. I can't quite think of anything. I am sorry.
No, that's a lot. I'm going to point at the Baron. Is he okay? I mean, no. But he's not, like, dangerous when he's like this or anything, right?
No, we've moved past dangerous. We're now at catatonic.
I think that's probably better. I wish I had something to give you. I used to have bread in my bag, but I don't have it anymore. And,
But then I ate it.
do you need food?
Your name was Winnie, yeah? May I ask you a question, Winnie?
Mm-hmm.
Could I come with you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think I'm very horrible?
I do not think you're very horrible at all. I don't think you're even a little bit horrible.
I can't be in this house.
Let's go. You know what? Let's go. I'll rush over to bed, up on the bed, and I'll, like, tuck Isaac in and be like, okay, he's fine. He's good. You did great. And then off to bed.
And it's only when you draw closer and get the light in here is dim. It's only when you draw closer do you see she does not look good. And she has little flecks of blood all over her face.
Who's what?
What you mean?
Just like little, like paint splashes of blood all over her face.
This is the Baron's wife.
Yeah.
Does she have wounds of her own?
Not that you can see.
Whose is that?
What?
You have blood on your face.
Victor.
What happened?
He tried to leave. He tried to go. I told him it wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
I told him it wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
Oh, their son?
Oh, no. Did he try to leave in the teleportation circle?
I tried to tell him it wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
He was so sure. I can't be in this house.
Okay. That is not your fault. It is not your fault. This is a bad place. And we should go, okay? And me and all of my friends will come back in the morning and we'll make sure everything's okay, okay? Okay. Okay, can you wait here for just like 2 more minutes?
Yes.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Go upstairs. Through the attic where you went, because you were with Artemis before, right?
Watch out for the door with the skull.
What's the worst that could happen? It has a skull over the top.
Little Winnie, as you make your way up the stairs and into the sort of attic space, you get this horrible feeling. The hair on the back of your neck stands up and you get a pit in your stomach as you make your way towards Victor's workshop, the door of which is slightly ajar. And as you just push it open, the entire room is covered in blood and viscera, like he was put into a blender and spattered all over the walls. And as you stand in horror, one of those little skeletal cats comes and just rubs up against your leg.
I close my eyes and look away. And then reach down for the little cat and try and give it a little scritchy scritch.
You do so. It pushes into your fingers.
You should go out of here.
It leaves.
And I'll kind of watch the kitty go down the stairs.
I think at that point you might hear, Winnie!
I'll be right there.
Are you in the house?
Oh, I think we're like outside waiting for her to come
outside,
down.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in there.
through the bay windows you hear Drogar's voice.
Winnie, are you coming?
Yep, 1 second.
All right.
Little kitty,
It looks back at you.
are you nice?
It just stands there.
And I'm gonna and try and lead it over to the bedroom.
Pats its way back over to you.
And I will come up to the bedroom door where everybody is in, and I'm gonna get down onto Kitty's level. Listen, Kitty. The people in there need loving and nuggles only.
This is a skeleton.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Do your thing.
I'm gonna look into the kitty's skeleton eyes.
Uh-huh.
Can I roll insight on this kitten?
You can try. Yeah, sure.
I want to see if it's gonna eat them.
The cat?
Yeah.
I don't think it's big enough. It's like a house cat size.
Just, without any skin.
I rolled a 24 insight on this cat.
You speak to it, and as you do so, it seems to grow bored, and it hops up on a bookshelf and does that thing cats do. But it's just its teeth knocking into the bones of its legs, so it's just kind of like.
And I'll say, that's probably for the best. And I'll make sure that Victor's door is closed again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll peek my head in and I'll say, time to go.
Okay.
And I'll take Lydia with me.
Yeah, she just kind of shambles and follows you.
Her hand.
Thank you, Winnie. You are very kind.
So are you.
Oh, I don't know about that. And then everyone make their way back to the blue water.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for the walkers.
The sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to clock Winnie as she comes down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look great.
One, yes, Kaz is going to blue water as well. And if anyone tries to say anything to her, anything at all, just blanket statement, she will just say, I got very angry today. And unless the next words out of your mouth aren't, here, drink this wine, I can't promise that I won't punch you in the face.
I think Artemis whips out the jug.
The alchemy jug, yeah.
And just doesn't even say anything, but just puts it in Kaz's hand with the wine cork pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Artemis gets no punches in the face.
We can abide that.
Does the cat come outside or do the cat stay?
Leave the cat alone.
Yeah, let's.
Artemis wants another familiar. Or he wants a familiar with his Sasha friend.
Winnie,
I don't
as
think
you
Sasha would like that,
come
Campbell.
down and I clock you with a 21, what do I say? What do I pick up off that?
I'm a little shell-shocked. And I kind of have wide eyes that are kind of mostly pointed towards the door. Floor. And I'm holding Lydia's hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of walking kind of fast, and then just every now and then just looking back up at her, make sure she's coming with me, and just kind of going on ahead.
So Drogar's going to clock this, and he'll address it once we get to the blue water.
So yeah, you make your way back down the hill, and as you make as that glimmer of sky appeared, the rain stopped, and so things are drier at least by the time you get back to the blue water. And as you make your way in, there's still that enormous spread of food that you prepared earlier, Drogar. Just
people see it, and he's like, "Well, go on, help yourselves. Otherwise, it goes bad."
And yeah, here we are in the blue water. Many of the townsfolk join you. Many of them revelrous and celebratory after the victory that you won for the people of Vallaki this day. The Mardikovs lead folks in, but then seem to sort of just vanish for a little while. And Ismark looks horrified at the amount of people coming into the bar.
Now's your chance, young man. Good luck.
Callister, making your way into the blue water. you do see the Wachter twins over in one of the corners, one of their usual haunts. Although a little less revelrous than they generally are. Yeah, they're just sitting at a table, sharing a drink together.
I walk over. No, I go to Ismark and I get 3 flagons.
Well, yes, yes. Oh, right on the way. Oh no, please, I'll do it. You don't need to serve it.
Ismark. I did a boo-boo today.
You did a boo-boo?
Yeah, I did a boo-boo.
What is a boo-boo?
It's, I did a bad.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
It's ghost twins.
So, give me your most expensive drink you have. I need 2 of them.
We only have the 3.
2, right? 2. Only 2.
Only 2 at this point. Yeah.
And then the 3rd drink, make it the cheapest thing you have.
Okay. Yeah, and so he pours 2 of the Champagne de l'Estombe and 1 of the Purple Grape Mash number 3.
Great. And then I reach in my pocket. How much would that be?
No, for you, heroes and all, I can't make it to the till. Please just take them.
He is swapped on a Saturday night.
Been there.
Yes, to you too in sorting out your boo-boo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and Callister walks over and he puts the 2 champagnes, 1 for each brother, and he's drinking the purple grape. And he's like not making eye contact and just like drinking his purple grape.
Yeah, as you make your way over and put the drinks down on the table, they both look sort of blearily up at you. They're pretty deep into it at this point already. I say, Mr. Darts.
That's my name.
That's your name now.
That's my name.
Do we owe this gift, Darts man?
Really not making this easy, are you, Trevor?
Jesus Christ.
Callister's gonna go, I'm assuming you already know the events of the day. It doesn't appear like right now is the best time to have a chat about them.
We're not doing anything. Chatting is always welcome. Come, have a seat.
I sit down.
Quite a day.
Callister's, I want to roll an insight check to see how okay they actually are.
Sure.
18.
These boys have never been okay.
Woof.
Wow.
These boys have never been okay.
Oh my.
20 years of insight for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you take a seat, Callister, they turn to you and they say, if you're here, then Mama, you did what you had to. If she had walked through that door, we would have raised the cheers to you, Mr. Darts. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know, we kind of just raised ourselves. I mean, Papa was dead before either of us were out of diapers. And Mama lost herself before she could find us a place in the world.
Yeah, I raised myself pretty much too.
I could tell you that about you, Mr.
Yeah,
Darts.
but what gave it away?
It's the way you carry yourself and throw pointy sticks.
Yeah,
I would just ask you one favor, Mr. Dartman. She was not a bad lady.
I could tell that. Honestly, I could tell that.
It's just, when he gets his hooks into you, it makes you dance like a marionette.
That's the thing, right? If the piece of bait is good enough, there's no way you can turn it down. If you want something so badly, whether it's love, whether it's an easier living, if the bait's good enough, you'll hop on that hook.
If all you've ever seen is suffering, you'll believe anything to stop the pain.
Wise words. Callister goes to his belt and he goes, this isn't much. But it's kind of been weighing me down. And I feel it's the least I can do. I think there's, I think right now it's around like 240 gold pieces.
Oh.
Well, that should keep us in drinks for a weekend.
Use it to bury your mother, chap. I'm going to tell you how I got this gold.
Bliss?
So, my mother, she wasn't a bad woman either. We at least had the sun where we were from. But no one had anything. Like the environment was rich. There was sand, beach. There's a lot of plenty, but there wasn't anything nice. Not like what you guys have. There wasn't anything fancy.
Milk and honey rots your teeth.
And me, I can do a bunch of strange things. You know, my mother found out about it, and I don't know. I guess that was something valuable for a change. She did a little switcheroo.
What do you mean?
300 gold pieces. 300 gold pieces. And by some crazy twist of chance, I managed to find my way out of a very dark and sticky situation. And I made it back in time for dinner. And she wasn't expecting to see me there. And I took those gold pieces, walked out the front door, and I'll never look back.
Your mother sold you?
And the weird thing is, right now, all I can think about is how much I want to go back and just say it's water under the bridge. And I'm so sorry that I took that opportunity for you two with your mother.
That's rough, Mr. Darts.
It's Barovia.
Yes.
I would have paid 500.
Oh.
At least.
Oh, you flatter me. you walkers, you charmers, you.
You know something? You're alright. Well, I suppose it's our house now. Please, come over for dinner. Anytime.
You know something? I think you two are going to be alright.
What other choice is there?
That's right.
And they both sort of like, at the same time, pat you on the shoulder.
Thank you for coming to us. This was big of you.
You know, the coward's way, it's odd for a rogue to say this, but the coward's way never sat well with me. I think a little directness can do more good than people expect it to do.
We have some matters to attend to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a stranger.
And you too, let me know if you need anything.
Will do.
All right?
Will do.
All right.
And they get up. One of them sort of gives the coin purse you gave them a couple of lifts, and they walk out.
Wow.
Cool. Way to go, Cal.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Woo! Can I throw in one more joke for the night?
Yes, please.
I already know how Kaz's night is going to end.
How's that?
She's just going to sit at that bar drinking from the alchemy jug. Just like, as soon as it stops, she just like asks us to refill. Don't judge me! And just drinks it again.
It's like when Netflix asks you if you're still watching.
Fuck you, you know I am.
I'm going to tell you.
drinking?
I'm going to tell you exactly how Kaz's night ends. All of a sudden, she gets this burst of energy and stands up on the bar and says, "Everybody shut up! I have something important to say." And she faints and collapses behind the bar.
Oh God, no! I just cleaned those.
And everybody falls down, completely like smack right on like just rolls onto the bar and goes to sleep.
And everybody goes,
That's how Kaz's night ends.
Drogar will approach Winnie sitting at one of the high top stools.
I think that Winnie right
Or
now.
wherever you are.
I think I am sitting at one of the high top stools at the bar with Aasimar. Like this.
What's in your glass, though? Is it wine?
No, it's. I think Call it cranberry juice.
Please, Mark.
No,
Just a little bit.
well, you have had a very rough day.
And Drogar will sit down.
Just don't tell anyone, all right?
And Drogar will sit down right next to her as he's about to pour it. and he'll just go,
Yes, as I said, cranberry juice only for you.
And Artemis will come up on the other side and pour some of his wine into Winnie's cup and just walk past.
And then as Mark pours milk in it,
she chokes it down. That's canon.
So you approach Winnie.
A tough day, eh, little one?
this was a really tough day.
There's something different about you.
I think that's maybe true every single day.
You have the look of someone who has seen something truly atrocious.
Is Lydia okay? Where's Lydia?
You brought her here.
Mm-hmm.
She's standing nervously in a corner.
Do we have a new cleric on our team?
Ismark,
What?
would you be so kind as to show our dear friend Lydia to a warm chair and perhaps a glass of wine?
Is that the Baron's wife?
Yeah, actually, maybe could you get her a glass of wine and then tow her upstairs to one of the rooms? We can take care of it.
She looks like she's had a frightful day.
It's been a really, really bad day for her.
Yes, of course. I shall do so.
Thanks, Ismark. Leave the bottle.
And Drogar just puts a gold piece on the counter and goes, "You heard the lady."
Oh shit! Winnie, what the fuck?
That's so funny.
She grown, y'all.
Yeah. So he goes.
She grown.
When Drogar will stand up and then get behind the bar and start tending the bar.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Oh, yes! I will slide my glass over to you as like a challenge.
Cranberry juice. And then he takes it and he goes over to the tap, to the champagne, and he just goes. He puts
Just a taste.
Just
a
taste.
tinge.
What a good dragon.
Just a little nip. A little nip.
That's the expensive one.
That's good.
Of course it is.
That's
What do you think I'm gonna be raising her up on cheap
That's
shit?
pretty great. That's pretty great.
You better get her a frothy falafel.
Drogar takes the cup back, puts a little mud in it, spits in it, and hands it back.
That's a callback to the very first campaign that myself, Kay, Ned, and Dan played before all this.
And it was red wine, mud, and it was shaken up.
Shaken, not
So there was this wine called Velothi Red, which was like super fancy
and
like
expensive.
Only the wealthiest could afford it. And so, like in taverns, they would make something called frothy Velothi, and they would just get like cheap red wine, put in mud, like spit in it, shake it up until it was really frothy, and they'd be like frothy Veloth, and like pretend to be
It was like a way to take the piss.
Take the piss out of the rich.
That is fucking
Meanwhile, Gwen, who was like a 0.01%er, would be like, "What the fuck are you all doing?"
Gronk, yeah. Anyway,
don't you get it? When I drink dirt, it makes you look bad.
I really don't see how.
Wow. Well, now you're back with us there.
Anyway, carrying on.
Anyway, so he hands
exchanges with you.
We really did.
Yeah, great exchanges.
That whole campaign was awesome.
Gronk only pawn in Game of Life.
Gronk was Kaz before Kaz was Kaz.
Yeah. They might have known each other in that desert.
You think Gronk is Kaz's daddy?
Beats on my heart. Do not create that fan fiction.
What is this? A crossover episode?
So Drogar will hand the glass back over to Winnie, and then he's going to do a little sleight of hands with his word. And as he passes it to her, and as she's drinking,
you better roll for that sleight of hand.
Yeah, I will.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to essentially fast talk her.
Said the rogue.
You're trying to get
I'm a rogue, right?
Roll against your fast talk.
Is that a percentile? So is that a persuasion? Would you
I
rate
don't know
that?
what you're trying to do.
As I'm handing you the glass, I'm going to go, so did you see the Baron's son?
How in the heck would you know that?
I was asking if you saw him.
Yeah.
And?
She takes like a big drink of cranberry juice champagne. I can't imagine being his mom and having that image in my head.
Yes.
I don't know what I would do. It's like the most horrible thing I ever saw. And we've seen a lot of horrible things, but for some reason, that was the most horrible.
You know, Winnie, tragedy is terrible. However, you've been exposed to something that is the true brutality of life. That is, sometimes truly terrible things happen to people that don't deserve it. And it is just that. It is just tragic.
I know just bad stuff happens, but then what if bad stuff happens and then you don't even get the good memories? Because they're all erased by the last thing that you saw. I don't know if Lydia's ever going to get over that. We've all lost people and things.
Yes.
But we can kind of, remember the good stuff or have hope about it. And if I was her right now, I don't know if I could remember anything nice or think of anything to be hopeful about.
Drogar puts the glass down, and he just kind of gets on Winnie's level and they say that the greatest tragedy is for a parent to see their child die before them. That they should have to bury their own. And I believe that to be true.
Did you ever have kids?
I did try.
Did you ever have a wife?
I did.
Really? What was her name?
Her name was Titania, and she was truly beautiful.
Was she a dragon too?
Silver. Bright, shimmering silver scales.
Did you get her a ring?
Well, you see, my income at the time was... In this economy!
In that economy!
I got scammed in a crypto market. The Nigerian prince emailed me. I should help this man.
Dang it, Drogar! You have to stop falling for that!
Carry on.
Sorry. No, she was truly beautiful, beautiful. And I loved her very, very much. But all things do come to an end at some point. Even this old wrinkly dragon will come to an end. The important thing that we must remember is that as long as there is a speck of hope, a glimmer behind those clouds, there is still a chance for something beautiful. And no tragedy, no darkness can blot out that light. We're probably going to have to find a new baron for the city.
You don't think you can get it together?
Do you?
Man, he was so drunk when I saw him today. He was not even talking anymore.
Indeed.
But guess what? Lydia can do healing magic. She was healing Isaac.
What?
She was healing Isaac. She was taking care of him. Do you know what? The priest was her brother.
Well, she was a patron of the Morning Lord.
I should have asked her for... Oh, no, I can't ask her for anything. Never mind.
What?
I need holy water. But I don't want to ask her for any favors right now.
Well, that might be something you and I can work on together.
She needs a place to stay. She does not want to be there right now. It's the place where the most horrible thing in her life ever happened.
I can't see why Danica and Erwin wouldn't free up a room. Or worst case scenario, she could... Well, she could take my bed, and I suppose I could sleep on the floor. Perhaps Artemis could sleep on the floor. Anyway, we'll work out the details later on.
I think that since Lady Wachter is gone now, who took away Strahd's hold here. I think he's going to do something bad.
If you were Strahd, what would you do?
I would hurt Irina.
Perhaps it is time we accept the invitation.
I think it is. Is it okay if I keep Hope alive tomorrow?
Drogar grabs a glass, pours himself the
Champagne de la Stomp.
no, the cheap one, and just goes, "That it is."
Excellent.
Well done.
I told you he'd be back in a moment, and I told you I'm thirsty.
Anything else for the eve?
Yeah, so Artemis would like to find Pasha.
Okay.
Is he inside or is he outside?
So you head back outside of the Blue Water, and there's still a few people congregating. There's not. It can't house everyone who is taking part in the celebration. Mm-hmm. So there are some people sort of just dallying about in the main square outside. But as you step out into the cool night air, you step off the deck, and you hear. Psst. And you turn around and look up, and Pasha's like up on the porch, just like peering over the side. Hello.
So I'll climb up there with him.
I came up here because there were a lot of people.
That's a fucking mood.
That is a mood.
Hi, Trevor.
Wait. Is Pasha petting the skeleton cat while he's up on the roof?
No.
The veil grows thin.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, my little friend.
But look, I'm in the town now.
It's pretty good.
I think so.
He's in the town.
It's a big step for him.
Okay.
You know what else is pretty good?
What?
Sasha told me you did some amazing things today.
What did she say?
She said without you,
Shipping
the
Sasha
battle
and
might have
Pasha.
been different. That you saved a lot of lives today.
No. No, I was all you. I just. Well, I wanted to find a way to help because you're also brave and strong and noble, and I want to help, but I can't fight anymore. I can't kill anymore.
Well, you did more than just help, my friend. You helped carry the day. You saved a lot of lives, and I'm proud of you. You showed bravery, and you showed a lot of strength.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I learned from the best.
You know what? I think we're learning from you.
Yeah, some things. So, what are you going to do now?
I think we still have to figure that out. But, I think this was a big step in the right direction.
I've never seen anything like it before. I haven't seen much, because mostly I was in a cage. But still, I've never seen something like what happened today.
Did you feel that?
What?
That brief moment. I felt like we almost broke through.
Has Finger slept?
What do you mean?
Strahd. His finger slept. He must be afraid of you.
You mean he alone holds this place?
Yeah. How long have you been here?
If he slipped, that means we can stop him. He's weakening.
I think so. I didn't think he could slip. I'm still not sure if he can be beaten, but if he can slip, there's a chance.
There's hope, my friend.
Please make sure you tell us this, because Callister has schemed. Callister has schemed. Because if he has to actually spend conscious attention to keep his lock on Barovia, that means he either has to deal with us one-to-one, but then if we have the whole town revolt, he can't like lock everything down and fight us.
That's why
like can't keep track of all of your schemes.
But for real, like how do you throw a 9th level lightning bolt when you also have to keep a whole domain under your finger? Like if you.
So that's why Artemis was so amazed. I didn't think it was something he was like
exactly
having to
Please
uphold.
tell us this. Please tell us this.
I will. So yeah, I think after that, he would just kind of look at Pasha and be like, "There's hope. We can do this. I'd love for you to be able to truly feel the warmth of my licky one day."
I think I'd like that too. I should probably get some new clothes before I meet her. I think I'm kind of smelly.
Is he still wearing Drogar's shirt?
Yeah.
I think it would be a great idea to get you some new clothes, but I think she would love you just the way you are.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we find a nice spot for you and Sasha to bed up for the night?
Okay.
So then, I'll kind of...
Oh, she taught me to do this. And he turns into a tabby cat.
Oh my
God! Awesome, okay.
BT Dubs.
So, like, I'll, like, kind of scamper back down, and then I'll, like, present my shoulder for
Yeah, he,
Pasha.
like, hops down onto your shoulder.
And then I'll just kind of...
Well, it's just a house cat.
Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of... and maybe he'll, like, wrap around my neck, like, on my shoulders.
Like a scarf.
Can I get one of them hairs?
And then I'll kind of find Sasha, and maybe I saw Drogar letting the Baron's wife go up to the room. So I'll kind of, if I catch Drogar's eye, I'll just give him a nod, and then I'm gonna go sleep off in the barn with Sasha. And Pasha.
Both cats curl up.
Yeah.
As he bed down with Desi. A very, very well-deserved long rest.
Yes.
Baby, we're back.
And when we wake up, we are level 7.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
you are.
And I wake up and I take my level up.
The Critical Fail DM Strahdcast features Dan Ison as Callister, Ned Pryce Iannacone as Drogar, Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, Kay Devine-Jones as Kaz, Tyler Kanter as Artemis, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM. The Strahdcast is edited by Kay Devine-Jones and designed by Dan Ison. Curse of Strahd and its original characters are the creative property of Wizards of the Coast. You can't spell patrons without Pat, so give yourselves a pat on the back. Folks like Ash Maddie, Ellen Stanfield, Ollie Crow, Steph McCauley, and Clara Boz. To directly support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/criticalfaildm and subscribe starting at just $5 a month. You'll instantly unlock over 25 Goon exclusive extended gameplay video clips, including Callister's fateful talk with Ezek, a bunch of episodes of Goon Talk, our patron-only talk show podcast, Kay's Keeper Notes from our Call of Cthulhu campaign, Madness and Mercy, and so much more, with new stuff being added every week. You'll be sent a code for 15% off everything in our merch store, etsy.com/shop/criticalfaildm, where you can still pick up a Goon Pin button pack featuring adorable art of the party by Rose and Pomegranate. You'll be invited to our private Discord server where all of us goons love to hang out, and you can join play-by-post D&D sessions with the Gaggle, a community of nerds that regularly display levels of kindness and joy I frankly thought impossible on the internet. If you're not ready to support us financially, there are still plenty of ways to help us out. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at CriticalFailDM, binge Madness and Mercy on our YouTube channel, and join us there every other Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time when we do live listens of new episodes of the Strahdcast. Or rate and leave us a review wherever you like to listen. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage.